swallowed up there pretty hard there at the start of the second half, and they're a team that when they start making shots, they're tough to beat. And DeVoe got going on us, and a couple times we did a nice job on him. He still made them, but there were, he got somewhere in transition, some in broken floors, some on penetration, but we certainly didn't do a good enough job on him, and so that was kind of the difference. They just we didn't guard him in the second half like we would have to guard, and so I didn't think that our performance was really good on either end. To be honest with you, I didn't think that we didn't share the ball like we needed to. We didn't take care of the ball like we needed to. We didn't finish plays at the goal like we needed to at times. When we get into trouble, when the game starts getting tough for us, we've had this tendency to go solo, and our team is not made up of guys that are capable of winning games going solo, and that's a lesson that's coming more slowly than it needs to. So we have to fix that component so that we give ourselves the best chance, because we're deficient in some areas anyway, but then we make it even more difficult on ourselves when we try to take the game on our own as opposed to playing as a group.
You were talking about the tendency to go solo there, Kevin. How much of it do you feel like can be attributed to youth and these guys in these situations just kind of panicking and almost a natural instinct?
I think there's a panic. I think there's a lack of trust, but I also think that maybe we have some guys that are just wired to try to, when something doesn't go right or whatever, then they're wired to, because that's what they've done in their prior life, and at some point they're going to realize that that life's over with, because this is the ACC and you can't go solo in this league and beat anybody. You better play as a group. You better play as a team. And so I just thought we had too much individual play and not good enough team play tonight. And I've got to do a better job of subbing that out and getting guys out of the game when that happens.
Coach, was stopping the three the biggest point of emphasis for you defensively going into the game?
It was one of the things that we talked about. Transition defense was one, and which leads to a lot of their threes. And in the first half, we did okay. Our offense wasn't very good in the first half, but our defense wasn't bad. And like I said, that first 4 minutes of the second half, they just came out on fire, and we didn't react very well, and that's what cost us.
Aside from that tendency to revert to kind of isolation ball, what do you feel like this team, about, I guess 25 games in now, still struggling with so much offensively?
Well, some of it's just, some of it's still youth. Some of it is lack of experience. It's lack of a go-to guy that can create an easy basket for himself or for someone else. I thought Terrell did a nice job offensively tonight and got us some baskets, and that's that would be a welcome thing. Our perimeter guys didn't the guys that we need to shoot it well didn't shoot it well enough, but I thought Terrell was a bright spot offensively inside, but I didn't, and this is probably only the second time this season that I could say this. I didn't think that we approached this game with the right mentality, and I'm not sure why, because we had good practices, and we had energetic practices, and then I could tell today at the shoot around that it wasn't that we weren't where we needed to be. So I've got to figure out why that happened and try to prevent that from happening again.
What do you mean when you say that? Was it just that they weren't focused enough? They weren't intense enough?
Yeah, just there was a lack of focus. There was a lack of focus, I thought, and I brought it to their attention, but apparently not well enough.
Kevin, is I mean, after seeing Clemson up close, are they a legitimate contender in the ACC, or are you surprised that they're in the spot they're in right now?
Well, I think Brad's done a terrific job, and I think that's why they're in the spot they're in right now. And when you say a contender, they're 3 games behind Virginia with 6 to play.
To go, yeah. 2/3 to go.
You know, I don't know that I would call them a contender, but but I think they're an awfully good team, and I think Brad's done a great job of maximizing who they are and who they can be, and you know, when they get going like they did, and I've seen it, it's not just us that it happened to. It's happened to a number of people. When they get going like that, especially from the perimeter, they're very, very dangerous, so. But I think and this is just my opinion, but I think they're so much better defensively than they were a year ago, and so that's what impressed me watching them on tape and tonight in the game. They were hard to get good shots against.